Sometime in the water, sometime in the water, sweet Jesus, He carried me. Sometime in the water, sometime in the water.
The Emancipation Proclamation was signed by President Abraham Lincoln on January 1st, 1863, officially declaring the freedom of over 3.5 million black slaves. However, news didn't make it as far as people would have originally thought. The American Civil War began on April 12, 1861, and 4 long years later, the Confederacy was defeated at the total cost of 620,000 Union and Confederate soldiers as of June 2, 1865. By the time the war ended in 1865, about 180,000 black men had served as soldiers in the U.S. Army. This was about 10% of the total Union fighting force. About 90,000 were former or contraband slaves from the Confederate States. About half of the rest were from the loyal border states, and the rest were free blacks from the North. 40,000 black soldiers died in the war, 10,000 in battle, and 30,000 from illness or infection. During the war, slavery in Texas was relatively unaffected because the state experienced no large-scale fighting or significant presence of Union troops. Many slave owners from outside the Lone Star State viewed it as a safe haven and moved there with their slaves. After the war came to a close in the spring of 1865, with General Granger's arrival in Galveston to announce that the Civil War had ended, signaled freedom for Texas's 250,000 slaves, they had no idea that their freedom had been secured by the government. On June 19, 1865, General Granger made the following announcement, which read as follows. The people of Texas are informed that, in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between employer and hired labor. The freedmen are advised to remain quietly at their present homes and work for wages. They are informed that they will not be allowed to collect at military posts, and that they will not be supported in idleness either there or elsewhere. Celebrations broke out among newly freed blacks, although emancipation didn't happen overnight for everyone. On plantations, masters had to decide when and how to announce the news or wait for a government agent to arrive. In some cases, slave owners withheld the information until after harvest season. Even in Galveston, the ex-Confederate mayor flouted the army by forcing the freed people back to work. Those who acted on the news did so at their peril. Many men and women were lynched or shot in their attempts to pursue their newfound freedom. In one extreme case, according to Hayes Turner, a former slave named Katie Darling continued working for her mistress another 6 years. According to Darling, her mistress whipped her after the war just like she did before. Hardly the recipe for a celebration, which is what makes the story of Juneteenth all the more remarkable. Defying confusion and delay, terror and violence, the newly freed black men and women of Texas, with the aid of the Freedmen's Bureau, itself delayed from arriving until September 1865, now had a date to rally around. In one of the most inspiring grassroots efforts of the post-Civil War period, they transformed June 19th from a day of unheeded military orders into their own annual rite, Juneteenth, beginning 1 year later in 1866.
Hello, finish.
Okay, so I just wanted to share that. I'm trying not to get tears in my eyes. Sorry. So obviously, I just wanted to give an explanation of why we celebrate June 19th here in the US. Sorry, I'm going to get my ball bearings about me. Okay. So that's kind of near here to
I just have a question.
Yes,
if I
ma'am.
understand well, so in US, Father's Day is the same as Juneteenth. That's
No.
the same. No.
Today is Father's Day. Yesterday was Juneteenth. So June 19th, 1865 was the day that the slaves actually knew in Texas that they were free. And basically it spread all over the US from there. But I mean, it was written down on paper that they were free, but obviously they weren't exactly free right away. But it was a step in the right direction. It's a sad history in the US. I hate that we even have to have that type of history, but I'm glad we moved forward. So the purpose of me showing that video, I wanted to show all of the African American lives that were lost. They were fighting in with the Northern soldiers to free themselves. Like they had a hand in the Civil War in freeing themselves. So that's why I chose that particular video. Obviously, there's a lot of videos about June 19th and the slaves and whatnot. So I just wanted to celebrate that with everybody today, or, you know, we're celebrating it in the US. To me, I think we should celebrate it every day, but it's when I watch it, I get a little emotional because I'm like, wow, you know, why are human beings so hard on other human beings all through time? And it kind of goes along with the Biafran struggle a little bit because some of those slaves were Biafrans. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to put that out there for everybody. But on a lighter note, I wanted to say happy Father's Day to everybody out there, Biafrans, Americans, European fathers. It's kind of a touchy little holiday for me because I didn't really have my dad in my life right away, but it didn't matter to me as a child because I started looking up to great leaders instead. Like I looked up to my grandfather who loved everybody. Like who I am today has to do with my grandfather. I started looking up to Martin Luther King. I remember learning about Dr. Martin Luther King in kindergarten and first grade. We celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King every year in school. So I remember him as a great male figure in my life and as a father figure. So I learned a lot about him. And I have several other father figures, you know, in my life that I've learned about. So happy Father's Day to everybody. So I wanted to share my screen for a second. And hang on, I'm going to share it. Hang on. You know, I'm not good at the computer. Everybody knows that. Okay, so I wanted to show you, let's go here. I wanted to show you this that really sticks out about Dr. Martin Luther King to me. Can you all still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So it says, he who passively accepts evil is as much involved in it as he who helps to perpetrate it. He who accepts evil without protesting against it is really cooperating with it. So that has really resonated with me as a child. I also liked this comment from Dr. Martin Luther King, or one of his quotes: freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor, it must be demanded by the oppressed. So, and I wanted to show myself as a little girl without a father. So at that age, I really didn't have my dad in my life. So, you know, other men became my male role models, like my grandfather and Dr. Martin Luther King. And now today, one of my main male role models, which, by the way, happy Father's Day, Mazzi Nnamdi Kanu. And one of his quotes: don't use IPOB to impress people, use it to impact people. IPOB possess a pure feeling for beauty, the courage to take risks, the discipline to tell the truth, the capacity for any sacrifice. Our virtues is a divine light, Namdi Kanu. So I just wanted to show you all a little bit of that. And one more thing, piece of history. So this is why I'm part of the Republican Party in the US. So Republican President Ulysses S. Grant deployed US troops on October 18th, 1871. And this was shortly after June 19th, Juneteenth, 1865. So about 6 years later, to combat violence against African Americans, because there was still violence. Democrats called white Republicans radicals and lynched them along with Black people. The Tuskegee Institute recorded that 1882 to 1968, 3,446 Black people and 1,297 whites were lynched. The whites being radical Republicans who were caught registering freed Blacks to vote. So I wanted to show the history that the Republican Party that I belong to openly was instrumental in helping African Americans be free. So with that being said, we know that this is not like a formal meeting or a formal show or whatever. You know, we fight for Biafran people. We be their voice. We try to win over people in the international community and get them to understand what's going on. So Miss Savy and Uzor, I saw a video that's circulating that I would like to play that is really disturbing, because obviously we know there's a silent genocide going on in the Southeast, and the governors just met recently, and it's kind of crazy because after they met, now all mayhem and foolishness is happening to the people again in the Southeast, which it's never really stopped. It's never really relented. So I want to play this video really quick and get your all's thoughts, okay? Let me go over here. And this video is like breaking news today, kind of.
Nigerian military that see bombarding. Today is 20th. Nigerian military has see shooting.
Hang on, you all. I told you I'm not good at this. Okay, let me share my screen. We'll do it this way. Is it showing now?
Nigerian military that see bombarding. Today is 20th. Nigerian military has see shooting. Has see shooting. Is 20th of June 2021. Nigerian military and the whole post of them are still killing Biafrans and also local government in Imo State. Thank you for watching.
Okay, so that was just today. Okay, do you guys hear all of that heavy gunfire in the background?
Yes, very clearly. It's very scary.
Yes. So not only does Nigeria have Boko Haram, who's steady killing people, lighting up the Sahel of Africa with mayhem and slaughter, but they are using all of their military weapons and ammunition And they're going down south where peaceful people live, where people don't own any guns. They haven't terrorized anybody. They're going down there and opening fire on innocent people and labeling them as ESN and slaughtering them. We call it the silent genocide. And I don't know if you guys remember, but remember the post of the man that was going to his uncle's funeral and they paraded his body in the street and they put guns on his body and charms to make it look like he was ESN. And he was just an ordinary person going to a funeral. And this is what the Nigerian government has resorted to in order to have a cover up of a genocide, because it's already been exposed that they put repentant Boko Haram in the military and send them down south. But now they're trying to pin fake evidence on people and parade after killing people so they don't get charged with genocide. And I don't know how you all feel about this, but let's talk about this, because I don't know about you all, but I'm getting angry at this.
Yeah. Should I start?
Yeah, go ahead. Look, it's not formal. We could just talk. You know, we're all real human beings here. Just talk. It's terrible. It's terrible.
It's terrible and it's terrifying because, you know, like when you have an international court and we need evidences to also prove that they are committing all those atrocities, and they are obviously trying to protect themselves from that moment when it's going to come. But I think maybe the only positive thing about it is that if they are doing it, that means they are scared of that moment to come, that they have to prepare the cover up. Maybe this is very small. I don't want to say light because it's not a light. It's just like maybe that's how we can look at it, you know, like otherwise they wouldn't bother, you know, like if they wouldn't be scared.
Yeah.
And I think they only started to do that like recently, right? It's not like they were doing that from the beginning, or they were.
And it's just, to me, it's getting a little out of hand. Like the military and the police that are compromised by terrorists and the terrorist sponsoring government that's been sending them there and you can just hear the weapons in the background and all the ammunition being shot. Like it's I don't even think US soldiers, when they go fight terrorism in another country, rain down that much ammunition, even on the terrorists.
I don't know. This is so weird. Sorry to interrupt you, but this was so strange because it sounds like a machine gun or something. I don't know, Uzor, maybe you know, or maybe Susan, you know, because it doesn't sound like they were shooting one by one. It's like they just came. I don't know. They, you know, they I don't know the word in English. Like they went to some village and they were just like using machine guns, just like kill everybody off.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like attacking one single person. That's how it sounded to me.
Go ahead, Mr. Uzor. I know you want to say something.
I just want to explain.
Turn up your volume. We can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. No, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
No, we can't hear you. I wonder if it's...
I can hear you. I can hear Uzor.
Oh, I can't hear him. That is odd.
I can hear you guys, but I don't know.
Can you hear him?
Yeah, but not so much. Maybe
is there a way to turn your volume up or get closer to the microphone?
I'm closer to it. I can hear you. It's loud and clear. It's so quiet here.
We can just hear you very faintly. So try disconnecting and connecting back.
Okay, sure. I should go and come back, isn't it?
Yeah, go out and come back. I'll let you back in.
Okay.
I don't know why the phone's muffling him.
I have no idea. I'm not good with technique.
I'm telling you, the devil is a liar. He tries to strike me every time I come on something. But that's okay, because we don't back down. So yeah. I'll wait till he re-enters and I'll let him back in. But as you were saying before, It is true. Like it sounds like a raining down of terror. It almost sounds like they're shooting from an aircraft.
Yeah, true. I also thought like, like it sounds like from the air. Basically, to me, it sounds like they're just doing mass killing.
Yes, they're just
Like
going
they
and
go on, let's kill everybody off, like no consequences, are upon us or whatsoever. This is, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like, this is so scary to me. I don't have, I just don't know how to even comment on that. Like, they seem like they are, they seem like the way they are acting, they think that like nothing will happen, is going to happen to them. But just in case, just in case if, when we are having war, because there's going to come international court is going to come. So, they were still trying to cover everything up. Nevertheless, they are acting like there's no
consequences for their actions, which basically there isn't. Where's the ICC? Where's the UN? Obviously, with the UN, that's another touchy subject. But Mr. Uzor, can we hear you now?
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay, good. So make your comment.
Okay, what happened there? These guys, they're using fighter jets. They're just shooting sporadically on air. So what they are fighting, they went to the bush. They're not shooting the public. They went to the bush. They're targeting ESN because ESN are in the bush defending their people, trying to scare away the Fulani herdsmen that are killing people. So what they actually was what happened in that video, the Nigerian army, they are on air shooting, trying to shoot all the ESN in the bush, defending their land. So that's what you see there. That's what you saw there. That was what happened there.
So ESN, who is a security network that's there to defend like the farmers that go to their farm, defend them against Fulani herdsmen terrorists that are slaughtering and raping them. And they're not Boko Haram, even though the Nigerian government claims that they're terrorists. They're not. They don't go around killing and slaughtering people like the Fulani terrorists and Boko Haram. Yet the Nigerian military, compromised by Boko Haram and other terrorists, Fulani terrorists, are over there dropping a rain ton, as we say in America, a rain ton of ammunition and live ammo down on people that are defending their own people. And let me tell you, I am so angry. I'm sorry, you all, I'm going to be emotional today. I am so angry at the Southeast governors. And let me tell you, why are they allowing this? Because I want to show you all something. And I kept this screenshot from what El Rufai said, okay? I kept this screenshot. Let me go here. So El Rufai, Mr. El Rufai himself said, and he is a northern governor, he said, "We will write this for all to read." And he said this on Twitter: "Anyone, soldier or not, that kills the Fulani takes a loan repayable one day, no matter how long it takes." And he said this, okay? So you see a northern governor that's defending the Fulani people in the north, saying that if anybody, including a soldier, rains down on them, that they will never, like, he's basically threatening that you're not going to kill my people. But yet we've got the Southeast governors, Hope Uzodinma in this case in Imo State, who he's like saying, "Come on in, compromise Nigerian military, come on in and kill my people and blow them up." That's basically what he's saying. And go ahead.
Yeah, sometimes this thing, it gives me goosebumps when you listen to these people. Like when you watch what's happening over there, even the way the governors behave, it's just like as if something is wrong with their mentality. These people are not normal. Because how can you be chief security of your state and you inviting the Northerners to come and kill your people? Your state has been peaceful. There's nothing happening in your state, and you're there seeing the abduction in the north, to see the killings in the north, and these guys are sending troops in southeast where there is peaceful, where to start killing people. They've been abducting the youth of Biafra each and every day, killing them systematically. They're not showing this on social media.
They're not
Thank
showing
God.
it in the media, period.
So thank God for the phone. If not that, we've got like sophisticated phones that to do video, because people are now their own journalists. If not, nothing. The same thing that happened in the 60s would have repeated itself. And I just want to use the opportunity to say Happy Father's Day to everybody. And just the Americans, like the Juneteenth. Everybody knew what happened in the 1858 when General Gordon Granger announced the victory of this enslaving thing in Texas. So you see, they didn't deny anything, and they even have a public holiday to celebrate that. What is happening in Nigeria, in Africa, is bizarre. Such thing. Okay, look at how many people died in America then. How many people died in Biafra? It's nearly 6 million people. They don't even want to remember that. Even the Southeast governors are kicking against remembering honoring the death of their own people.
Not to mention, they don't even care that they're ranked number 3 in the most terrorist affected countries. Number 3 in the whole world.
And you know what's happening? You know what's happening, Susan? These guys are so bold now to kill and do whatever they want. They don't even care what's happening because they believe they're above the law.
And I'm asking, where's my government? Yeah, you all are talking about it. Talk is cheap. We need action. And that's what I'm going to work hard on this coming week. You know, I can talk till I'm blue in the face, but we need action. We need action.
Yeah, exactly, because I started declining in interviews because it's getting on my nerves. It seems I'm wasting my voice to talk. You keep making video, you keep talking, no action, nothing. And all these videos, I send it straight to them. They watch all these things we're doing. They don't want to do anything.
That's why we need to keep the pressure.
You can't imagine this guy coming out on air that they're gonna they had to give someone that if we provide Nnamdi Kanu, they give them 100 million. And these guys are bold to come on TV to say that. They never put on bounty for people that are killing people. They never arrested any Fulani herdsmen that are slaughtering people everywhere. And they have
the police and military that are compromised by slaughtering people too, because they're as bad as the terrorists, if not worse. Actually, more people have been killed in Biafra land at the hands of uniformed military and police than terrorists themselves. Why?
Okay. Why can't the world ask question? What is happening in the East? Why are Nigerian military shooting people in the East?
Yes.
Nobody want to ask question. Nobody want to say anything. Nobody want to even put a little eye on that. But once we fight back, you see them talking. You see the British talking. You see even the Americans talking. They don't want to say anything. They're killing innocent people. What is their gain?
I need our politicians to do something, and I'm going to keep the heat on them, but I'm only one person. That's why I need any American or international community. If there's any Biafrans that know an American that fights for them, I need them to contact me so we can put the heat and put the pressure on the government. I know other people are behind the scenes doing it, but if we all add our voices together, we can. I'm telling you, my spirit is telling me to get a visa to go over to Nigeria and protest myself in Abuja as an American citizen, to be a voice for the Biafran people, because obviously if they go to protest, they're going to be shot up. I'll probably be shot up too, but you know what? Enough is enough. And I'm going to start threatening this to them, because honestly, you know what? I'll show up in Nigeria. You don't have, this needs to stop. The international community needs to come and figure this out, because these are human beings' lives, and enough is enough. People have had enough.
You know why this thing is weighing me down? That the Biafrans are the cause of all these things. The politicians are all Biafrans, Biafran politicians. all the wealthy Biafrans are that seeing this thing happening, they're killing their people and they're still supporting one Nigeria, they're still supporting the killer herdsmen.
And I
They're
don't know
still
about you, but
Nigeria
looking
is
at those
a pure-
videos and
Nigeria is a pure terrorist nation. Nigeria is pure killers of destiny, but nobody want to say anything. So I don't know. I've written. I don't know what else are we gonna do.
we're going to keep the heat on them. That's what we're going to do, because I don't lose hope.
Just
I
me,
don't lose hope.
I'm not losing hope. I just need action. I need action.
Yeah.
I need where to do something. I'm tired of talking. I need action. I need to see something on the floor. I've been saying this since I tell you, I started this year 2000.
Yeah. The
See,
Biafran
now,
people
how
are
many
my
years?
family too. And let me tell you, I'm getting sick of this, and I'm calling, I'm putting pressure on, I'm doing everything that I know how to do, other than go my happy butt over there and start protesting myself. And I'm very tempted to do it. I'm very tempted on the behalf of the Biafran people, because enough is enough. I really want to get to Washington, D.C. I really wish I could have been part of the women's protest, but I didn't hear about it in time. Otherwise, I would have went. But we need to schedule meetings now that COVID is letting up. We need to schedule meetings with our government. And I know that there's other US citizens like me that don't want to come on here live, which I understand if you don't want to, but I need you to join me, and I need you, we can at least get an appointment with a representative, and we need to tell them, look, we're tired of talking. We need action. You can bring it to the international community's attention, but until us as freedom-loving Americans or freedom-loving Europeans or whatever, until we get some action out of our politicians, we need to keep the heat up on them. And I hate to say it, it's going to be a job and a half, but you know, we got to stay on them. And saboteurs, like you said, Uzor, saboteurs, you need to stop. You all are causing your own people genocide. I cannot stress it enough. Anyway, sorry, you all, I'm getting so emotional. Miss Savy, do you need to say anything? Sorry.
I just wanted to let's say, to add my thought, like, regarding this international community, because it's like you guys said, we need action. And as long as we want to get to as many as long as we want to get to so many people internationally as we can, the most crucial people are government, because government, maybe journalists as well, because journalists,
Yes.
by publicity, they put pressure on government. Nevertheless, government are the most important people, because they are someone who can actually do something, right? They have the means. They have like real means, apart from talking. They have money. They have whatever it takes, and we need them to be on our side. And I would like, for example, our politician to to convince them to, I don't know, to contact Nnamdi Kanu, because they would know what to do.
Yes. And
So
do you
as
guys agree that the international, I'm sorry, Miss Savy. I'm sorry, Miss Savy. Do you guys agree, like the International Criminal Court and the UN, I'm starting to believe that they're compromised too, because honestly, you have everything in your face.
Do you notice the UN Deputy Secretary is a Fulani lady?
Yes,
Hope you know that.
I just saw that. And hang on, I'm going to share my screen since we're on that subject.
Okay.
I'm going to reference, so you know the Kenyan journalist that interviewed Nnamdi Kanu? I went to
the hypocrite lady?
No, not the lady, the big guy in Kenya.
Okay, I thought I was
The
thinking
lady
that
was from Zimbabwe. Yeah.
Oh, the Zimbabwe, yeah. I thought
So
talking about.
he has that Punchline Africa TV.
Oh, that's a truthful man. I know him.
Yes. So he posted this on his platform. He said, newly elected ICC prosecutor Karim Khan to be sworn in next week. Okay, the newly elected chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, Karim Assad Ahmad Khan, will be sworn in June 16th. And I'm like, wow. And he's a national of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. Wow, how convenient. Somebody that actually, you know, they put somebody in the International Criminal Court. This is why Trump didn't even want to be part of the ICC, because they're putting.
You know who he is?
Go ahead and tell me.
You need to read his profile.
Oh, I'm going to. Trust me, I'm going to study him.
Don't expect anything from that guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I find it really, really funny how he's from the United Kingdom and Great Britain, number one.
He's just a citizen there. He's from Middle East. He's from Pakistan.
Oh, so wonderful. So he's going to side with the Nigerian government then.
Exactly. So they've got the same agenda.
Boy, don't they like to move with haste and try to get, and they've said it over there, they'll try to get top positions. And last week I talked about how they'll use democracy in their favor to get into high positions so that they can go and push their own agenda. And this is why I'm like, you know what? This is why Nnamdi Kanu's back is pushed against the wall, because the ICC is corrupt. They're not doing anything. He's went to them. He's went to the UN. Obviously, they're looking like they're kind of corrupt too, because this country is rated number 3 in terrorists, have more of a number of genocide happening than any other country that has had help. And nobody's doing anything. What did the Biafran people do to you all? Why aren't you all coming to people's rescue? So this is why I believe the UN and the ICC are corrupt. And I'm an American citizen saying that. You all are corrupt. And this is why I know that President Trump didn't want to become part of ICC, because they're corrupt. They tried to arrest IDF soldiers. They tried to arrest US soldiers. So obviously they're not on the side of democracy. So, you know, this is, you know, people ask me, why don't you go and rally the ICC or the UN or whatever? Because it's not going to help to do that, because they're corrupt. They don't do anything, obviously. They would rather prosecute people that are defending their lives over people that are terrorizing people's lives.
No, we have overwhelming evidence to pin Nigeria down ASAP. So we don't even need any more evidence. We have more than 1 million evidence to pin Nigeria down right from day one. So all these things that I see, I don't even want to call their name, all this international stuff representing nothing, because they are just representing their pockets. They're not representing anything. And watch it. Any country, if you don't have any oil, if you don't have anything they benefit from, they're not going to say anything. Why they are mute? Because I continue to say that they still enjoy the oil. They don't care about life. They don't care about anything that's happening over there. So it's time for us to stand bold. That's why I want Biafrans to stand bold and stop sabotaging themselves.
Yes.
Because the more they do that, the more they keep killing themselves. These guys, they don't care. They're not Biafrans. So we are the ones killing ourselves. So if we can rally around ourselves and stand up, because without these governors inviting them, these people inviting this Janjaweed, they can come and kill us. Who are killing us? We are the ones killing ourselves. That's why I've been telling people, because Biafra is here. It's we, the Biafrans, the Biafrans are the ones holding their own freedom, not even international community. You see the other one, the one that owns the flag there, what's the name? The Onyema Ugochukwu, trying to tell people to believe in one Nigeria, all the things they do there is just to please the North. The only truthful person in that House of Assembly is Senator Enyinnaya Baribe. He's telling them, just the only woman standing there, telling them the truth. Others are just there sabotaging the whole thing, trying to please the North just for what they're going to gain. The life they're not going to even live to enjoy. It's so pathetic, my sisters. It's so pathetic.
The Southeast governors are looking pretty dumb right now. Like they're like, oh, we're gonna get presidency, we're gonna get vice presidency. Let's just kiss the booty of the Nigerian terrorist sponsoring government, and then we're gonna get presidency. Really? Do you honestly think they're gonna leave you alive? You're gonna have to turn to what they want you to believe before, or you're gone. You know, I gotta watch what I say so Facebook don't block me, because if they block me, I can't help, and that's another thorn in my
That's
side.
another thing. The evil guy, Mark Zuckerberg, this is what he does. Just keep on blocking. Once you're truthful, he blocks you. That's what he does. That's what he opened up the Facebook to side the terrorists to kill people. That is what he, if you watch the Fulani, their platform, he never blocked them. They do all the activities online. He allow them to do whatever they want to do. He's been blocking me, been throwing my TI everywhere I go. This guy follow me and block me off.
Yeah,
But
and how many Fulani?
I want to use this opportunity because he's watching us. I want to use this opportunity to tell you, you are Jewish and you're siding the killing of your own people, the Biafrans. Mark Zuckerberg, you're going to decay alive. Write it down. This is Uzor article saying it. I never say something, it never happened. You are going to decay alive. Write it down. Nothing, whatever you sow, you're going to reap in this world. Anywhere you are, you can't hide from it.
Does Mark Zuckerberg even know that a lot of Biafrans know that they have lineage through the Gad tribe?
You know, when that he visited, after he visited Nigeria, they support his pocket with billions of pounds.
Yeah.
He started giving.
And he's part of a Jewish tribe too, and he's helping towards the genocide of another Jewish tribe.
Of course.
Basically. So hope you're watching, Zuckerberg. Go ahead, Miss Savy.
I just wanted to ask, because I'm listening to what you're saying, you know, and to clarify, are you saying that actually Mark Zuckerberg, he went to Nigeria?
Oh yeah.
Yes, he went to Nigeria. They set up his. I can send you the clips when he signed the agreement with Nigerian government. After that, he started a pin against Biafran, all out to eliminate anything. What he's doing to Biafrans.
There's pictures of him shaking Buhari's hands and having
not Buhari, the face mask guy, the fake guy. Buhari is dead.
Yeah, well, the masked Buhari, fake Buhari. Uzor always corrects me on that.
But, okay, I have a question. Since we know that all of these things are happening, and they are happening on so many levels, not just political levels, do you guys have any idea like what we can do? Because, like, you know, sometimes it seems like all of these people, they put their people there, they put this person there, they put this person there, like they are building like really international net. So what can we do to build our international net?
Yeah.
Because I think this is an important question that we have to find solution to, because like, you know, like we can't just let them do these things.
No.
Because they're going to be, you know, in trouble, you know?
Well,
so what,
you know,
what do?
Yes, Savvy, the problem we have here is COVID. Even yesterday, we've got a COVID outbreak here. We can't travel. I can travel. I'm just trapped in here. I can't go anywhere. So this is we would have been the best solution for this. Would have shut down the world. As when we had that million march that Nnamdi wanted to do before, why the whole Biafran around the world would troop out and stop activities of this war so that people will talk by force, but the COVID stops it. But I'll tell you that we need that. We need to storm the street and stop the war, because all this talking is not going to help us.
Exactly.
We need action. We need action. We need to troop in the street and stop the activities of this war so they're going to talk by force, because we have overwhelming evidence to trap this evil enclave called Nigeria down. Nigeria is a terrorist nation. Nigeria kill people every day.
And, you know, what we're doing today is a help, because obviously there's more than me on this screen, but we need to continue to win other people over. But we don't leave it to one thing. I've got multiple irons in the fire. I'm calling Nigerian police. I'm calling our US government. I'm calling, you know, like, because I want the police to know that we're watching from America. We're watching what they're doing, the silent genocide. You're arresting innocent people and you're torturing them. We want you to know that we are watching it.
Yeah.
And
Susan,
yes.
you know, I was in synagogue yesterday Do you know my people here, the ones here that they're fed up, they're tired of the whole thing. They're asking me, is this a movie or what? Why is the word quiet?
Well, that's what I
asked,
am very
same thing
frustrated.
I asked them, you see what's happening in our country? Why is the word quiet about what? Do you know, assuming our nation, assuming the Israeli nation are not fighting these guys back, the world will watch them kill us all. You know that?
Well, because the world is too busy sponsoring terrorists instead of
That's
fighting
the thing.
terrorists.
That's the thing. So that's why the old man told me, your people, you need to stand up. These guys need to stand up, because if you still keep waiting for this guy, nothing will happen. You guys need to do something different.
Exactly,
So this
but
is what we're gonna do.
So what are we gonna do? Like, maybe there is someone out there, for example, who's listening today. If any of you guys can, for example, build another social media platform, let's say independent from this stupid Mark Zuckerberg, and Instagram and all of this, for example, if we could have our own independent social platforms, people eating them up. Like, there's a new app coming, everyone is like jumping straight into it. So if we could have, for example, social media like this, our independent social media that are speaking the truth, and they are not blocking you because you want to say the truth, that could help. That's another tool.
Yes.
But we're only going to reach the people that are part of that platform. So the other
I understand what, because I made a video that was 2016. I saw it coming out. I told Bafra, this is the time for them to develop their own app. If you develop your own app, because actually Biafrans are pushing this Facebook across the globe. If Biafran can develop app, all of them will abandon this Facebook and troop into that platform and promote the cause.
But hold
so
up.
This is what we need to do that. And another thing, but before we do that, I think this is time for us. We need to organize that rally. No matter we don't gonna start waiting for COVID to stop. Each and every country we need to troop out to the street, because you don't know when this COVID is going to stop. The more we wait for the COVID to stop, the more they kill people. So we need to troop out each and every state each and every state. We need to troop out on the street and shut the activities of this war down.
Can I comment on something? So the reason Biafrans use Facebook a lot is because if their data expires, they get free data on Messenger, and they can't use their free data on other platforms. That's the problem. That's why I stay on Facebook, because the Biafran people want to know what the international community is doing as well to help them. You know what I mean? And they need to communicate so we can be a voice for them. But the only way to do that is to go on that free data, because a lot of them.
I understand. That's what I said. If Biafrans can develop an app that will be like Facebook, that will still give that free data to them, do you understand? It would have been better, so that they have competition. Why Facebook is doing this? They don't have competition. I will tell you, there's no serious social network you can compare with Facebook. Facebook is the best, whether we like it or not.
Well, the problem is that people like Mark Zuckerberg own the Google and the
WhatsApp.
Well, no, not even a social media website. The places that you can put your social media website on, they're owned by people like Mark Zuckerberg. There's no control over,
he doesn't have your IP address. He doesn't have. If you can develop your own app and run it well, if you can develop app and run it well, he doesn't own IP address.
But
it doesn't own internet.
But the thing is, in order for your app to run here in the US, you have to sign up with somebody that will hold your app. You see what I'm saying?
Like the hotspot, you're talking about the hotspot. You can sign up the hotspot with any company.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. Hang on, let me ask my son. He's very computer literate and I'm not.
Okay.
Sterling, what is the computer term of the people that hold the apps, that allow the apps on their servers or whatever, like Google? No, I'm not talking about the apps themselves. I'm talking about what the people that put the apps on their servers or on their Server is not the word. So Trump tried this. Okay, when President Trump was in office, what? I don't know. So we need to research this. But when Trump, there was a rumor going around that Trump was going to start his own app because Facebook and Twitter kept shutting him down. Okay, and then there was another, Signal, and all of them started their own apps. And Parler, what was that Parler app? Everybody went to Parler. Well, the people that allowed Parler app to be on their server shut Parler down because there's a monopoly over what servers apps can put their apps on. You see what I'm saying? I don't know the computer.
Yeah, I understand. Like they sometimes it synchronizes each other. They can trap it.
My son says they're called web posters.
Yeah, web posters. Yeah, web posters. But they all, I know it's a synchronized app. Do you understand? These people have they have edge over whatever app you try to launch. Do you understand? That is why. But I will tell you, if Bafan can develop their own app that is just similar to Facebook, these guys, they don't have right to pin some people's pin posts down. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, but you do realize Biafrans do have that app.
But we don't have app like Facebook. That's what I'm trying to understand where I'm going. If we can develop app that can be similar like Facebook to challenge these people, with this Facebook need challenge. We need someone.
Right, but we need to take it a step up. They need to make their own Google. They need to make their own servers.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
We can't just put our hands and start saying it. We need to put our hands together to develop an app. Because listen, you know what I believe? I don't believe there's nothing without solution. Because anything in this life, I believe that has solution. Even death got solution. Solution to death is 6 feet. And if you don't want to forget the death, you have sickness and you die, you go. That is it. So everything in this life got solution. The solution, we need to put our hands on deck. Me, I'm gifted in writing. I write. I've been reading this, but I'm not that good in this trying to develop app. I've seen a lot of these guys that did all my apps, did my website. I tried to tell him, he's working on it. So I try to, can you launch the app? We need this. This is what we need. We need to put heads together. That's why we need money in this thing. We need people because it involves a lot of money. Some people can go into the room and research for 3 years to get this app. So this is what I'm trying to tell people, scientists, go indoors and start researching, start doing something that will help for tomorrow.
Yeah, because during World War II and World War I, that's what people did.
This Biafran guy that did this Google thing, they're calling Big Gates. It's Philip, a Biafran guy that did all this internet you're saying here. Philip Emeagwari is from Biafra land. So we need something like that.
Yeah, we do.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Something?
Yes.
Because I just wanted to add that when I'm observing what's happening, for example, on Facebook, like this is what I don't like using Facebook because Facebook is constantly giving me problems. And I think because of how Facebook operates, if Biafrans can launch another app that doesn't have those problems, that is going to be advantage over Facebook for international community. And first of all, that app that is going to be developed, it shouldn't be only for Biafrans. It has to be for international community. You understand? It has to be Facebook. And there is so many messed up things going on Facebook that people are really getting pissed about. For example, me as a musician, I tried to put long ago when I remember it was my Polish song with music video, and I tried to put it on Facebook and I tried to promote it. They're constantly blocking my promotion because they claim that it has inappropriate something. It's like no, not copyright. They claim this is inappropriate. They will not promote it because it's inappropriate. And I'm like, I don't know what's inappropriate about it because I don't swear. I don't use any sexual language. There's literally nothing inappropriate about it. They have this stupid community rules And whatever they don't like for some reason, automatically they're just gonna block you out because of community guidelines. You know, like recently, the same with Instagram. I tried to put out this video I created 2 days ago about the atrocities on Biafra. I tried to post it on Instagram. Instagram blocked it automatically. I couldn't even post it because they said that it contains sexual and like something sexual
Violence.
and
Yeah.
like what the hell?
I tried to post the starving Biafran children during the defense of the Biafran War, and they said I was posting child pornography, even though I was posting a picture of a starving child in a war scene.
Yeah, you understand. And then another disadvantage that those social media platforms have is that when you have a problem with your profile or with the post, whatever, there's nobody to contact. You cannot contact anybody. For example, Facebook, you know, I had my old Miss Savy page, and I created a new profile on Facebook because like it was just like I had too many friends, it was too much for me. So I removed my old profile, I opened a new profile, and I assigned that page to my new profile. Guess what they did? They literally blocked my new profile. I couldn't access that profile. There is nobody to contact. And my old web page is just hanging there in the air. People are still going and they think this is my page. I cannot even access this page. And the most annoying thing is that there's nothing I can do. There is nobody to contact, no number, no chat. You know, so if we have an app that can cover that.
Let me tell you, Facebook is gonna die.
They listen to you.
Savy, you know what? The thing I challenged them. This Mark provided for me an email. I tried to communicate with him. Before you know it, they blocked the email. It's not working again. No one to talk to. That's why I tell people, like some of my books, I do write some of my books takes me 2 years, 3 years to write. That's why I'm appealing to scientists, go indoors. It doesn't matter how long, it's how well. Try and go indoor, even if it's 5, 6, or even 8 years. Bring out something that will pin these people down. Bring out something that will use and remember you. So I try to let them try
until we get that.
You know what? The whole world will tune into the app because people are so tired of this Facebook. Not only the Biafrans, even the Israelis. Do you know all the things that's happening over there? If the Israeli post the thing, Facebook will pin it down. But the Palestinians have been posting everything. If we retaliate, if we shoot them, they post it. They allow everything to show. They start crying why they're the one committing the whole man.
Yeah.
You see that it's not only Biafrans that these people are trying to pull down, they are pulling the Israelis down too. So if that app comes out, the whole world is gonna coach into it and push it forward.
So we're gonna appeal to all the technical people out there. We need a new app that we can get everybody to transfer to. Until then, I'm gonna stay on Facebook just for the benefit of the Biafran people, because that's where a lot of stuff is communicated. And I'm gonna stay on Twitter as well. But we need you all to come up with some way, because obviously I work in healthcare, you know, that's what I'm good at. I'm not good at computers, so I don't know the first thing of developing an app or a website or stuff like that. So, but we need any Biafrans out there that's there, and we know you all are smart. We know you all are web developers, all kinds of stuff. We need a new app to get out there because we can convince people. People are tired of Facebook. You know, Facebook is shutting people down left and right.
Call this guy name Dreamcast Uchenna Onyema. I'm calling you to try and develop an app. Start working with it. This guy is a genius. You can do it. Please.
And I think people, you know, people like normal people, just everyday people, I really think they will be grateful because people are just tired of those of all of those rules on social media, you know, like if you go to, I follow what's happening, you know, even when you go to YouTube, people are complaining and they are talking every 6 months, they are releasing new video talking about the new algorithm on social media, and people are tired of all of this nonsense small things that make it difficult for you to use those social media when you want.
People are fed up.
Yes.
You can't imagine. You can't imagine, Savy, these people banned me for 60 days.
Well, they can't even proclaim that there's a genocide against them on social media when the regular media is shut down by the terrorist sponsoring government. And Mark Zuckerberg don't realize these people come from the Gad tribe, one of the tribes of Israel, and he is shutting down his own fellow Jewish people from demonstrating that they have a genocide against them. And I hope he hears us.
It's an evil. This guy is devil's incarnate.
Well, enough about him. I want to get back to the Biafrans because honestly, I feel like I need to have steam come out of the top of my head right now because today's Father's Day and it's supposed to be a special day and I get it, but at the same time, it's like I'm fuming mad. I'm fuming. What do you guys all think about the Northern youth on their little ECN?
You know, my sisters, you know what? I'm not enjoying this life anymore. I open my Facebook, my messenger. I've received up to, let me just say like the one I just went through, over 300 and something. You know the test? Biafrans are hungry. They're dying of hunger. Everybody's begging money, please also help me. Even if it's $1, please. Everybody's, they use poverty to decimate my people. My people are hungry. You see the atrocities happening there. A lot of things happening. They are not what they're known for. You see the other woman. The woman said, try to give his granddaughter to be sexually abused so that you get paid to eat, to feed. People are confused. These people use poverty to decimate my people. And this is why the enemy is so hard.
And this is why ESN was created too, so that people can go to the farm and create the food to feed themselves. And the military and the Fulani herdsmen are preventing people from growing their crops and feeling safe in a safe environment to go to work or to grow food to feed people. And it is true, Biafrans are starving.
Do you know my charity organization is beginning to be overwhelmed? Like everybody needs help. How many people are you going to help? How many people are you going to assist? And nobody's sponsoring us. This is an individual basis. Even the people, my organization, our guys, they are so frustrated with almost everybody's hungry.
Yes.
Even the people, some of the people on the ground among us, you will see someone working with the organization begging you that he doesn't even have money to transport the item to one location.
Yes, I've experienced that because I help so many people too, but I'm only one person. I can't help everybody. But I want the Biafrans to know on ground in Biafra land, yes, we are trying to help with this. But if you see somebody, if you're well off and if you have enough food, please try to share with the next person if they are starving. You know, if you cook something in a day, maybe give everybody, instead of a whole portion, a half a portion and share it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that Biafrans don't share, because they do. They're good people and look out for their fellow man. But right now is the important time, because it is not people's fault that they are starving. They're not lazy. They don't have access to be safe, to go to work. I mean, when you got terrorists in soldier uniforms and police shooting everybody up outside, are you going to go outside and go to work? You can't go to work because you're going to feel threatened. And even if you do go to work, the terrorist sponsoring Nigerian government, they don't make people pay you. It could be 6 months, 9 months, a year, maybe not at all that you get paid. That's what these people are dealing with. This is why the Biafrans want a referendum.
Exactly.
They can't even go to work and get paid.
Yeah, I want to plead. I'm kneeling down. I want to plead to Biafrans. If you guys can do this, I'll be super happy with you guys. Can Biafrans, please, you guys, stop lynching your own people? If someone says something, you don't need to kill the person. These Janjaweed are killing you guys. Nigerians are killing you guys. Why would you guys be killing your people? Someone just stole something. I watched something like it's so bizarre. This guy is he's hungry. He stole food. He broke the wall. He stole our bags of rice. They burned this guy to death. What I know everybody's is unhappy. I know everybody's so frustrated. But what you guys are reducing your population. You don't know when war starts, who's gonna be the ones to fight for you? And these are the youth that got their hearts to stand up with the weapon. You guys, most of you are educated. If they give you gun, you can't go to the war. You need people that are hardened that will represent you. And this is the guy you guys are lynching because they're hungry, they're stealing something. You don't need to kill anybody. Listen, enough of this jungle justice. Stop it in Biafra land. Enough, please. Enough of this. The land is filled with blood. Why are you adding sorrow to the already down sorrow mayhem happening in your land? Stop this. If someone do something, listen, it's even better you hand your brother to the Fulanese than to you to use your hand to lynch your own blood.
And it brings me to that verse, Uzor, not to make it about religion, but turn from your wicked ways so God will heal your land. So obviously there's wicked people in your land killing people and letting the blood of innocent people flow on the land. So obviously if people are stealing food, I don't agree with stealing, but I don't agree they should be murdered in a horrible way. I think you should look at their circumstances and their situation and think, oh my God, they're hungry.
Susan, you know the same people lynching these guys, they will see the governor that are causing the whole problem, they're clapping for the governors. Instead of them to use that same anger and finish these governors.
These governors, let me tell you right now, I'm getting sick and tired of these governors, these greedy, fat, pot-bellied, bald governors. And yes, I said it.
They're all here buying land, buying houses. The Abia state bought like an estate here in Queensland. There's a state called Queensland. And his son is hiding because we are looking for him.
Well, if anybody in the international community that's watching wants to know why Biafrans are starting in self-defense, and I call it a self-defense, not a fight, because they didn't start this fight. They are defending themselves. It's because of this. They have not only a silent genocide going on against them, they're being starved to death slowly by the Nigerian government and Fulani terrorist herders that go to people's farms and tear up farms and are allowed to do it by the terrorist sponsoring government. They can't go out to work because the military, as you've seen from the video earlier that I showed, they're raining down terror on people that go out just to go earn a living or try to earn whatever living they can in that suppressed country. And their democracy is being taken away. And they're ranked #3, Nigeria is ranked #3 on the terrorist list. I mean, how much more do you all need? I mean, nobody should be asking why Biafrans are fighting back or want referendum, because it's very obviously clear.
Yeah.
I feel like fighting myself right now. Like I need to find something to hit. I couldn't imagine living in that godforsaken country. Seriously.
It's not a country, contraption.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine living there. I'm already.
You know one thing why I get so angry with these people. Someone will open his thinking mouth and call himself Nigeria. His name is not in data. Nobody know him. Even Nigeria state doesn't even know you exist. Yeah. If you punch your name, your birth certificate in Nigerian system, Nigeria don't even have a system. You are not existing as a Nigerian. You are nothing as a Nigerian. The government doesn't know you living. The state doesn't know you existing. Your name, you have no data in your system. No Nigeria got anything in the system that just like thin air, that just existing like matter. They're just occupying space and they have weight. That's it. And someone is telling you that I'm proud Nigeria, let's make Nigeria work. I watch this stupid set of people, pardon my language, trying to amend the constitution. Okay, yeah. Listen, how are you going to amend constitution? You don't even know how it comes about. You're amending constitution. It's just like you don't eat poo. You want to amend poo. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't even know how the thing come about, and you want to amend the poo.
Well, I know it's easy to get down, but we got to stay strong for the Biafran people. I know they're strong and very brave. And even though I'm going to get angry and pour some tears out over this, I'm not going to give up. And I want the Biafran people to know I'm not going to give up. I know Miss Savy's not going to give up. And I know Uzor Articles is not going to give up. We're doing everything that we know how to do. But I need each and every Biafran, I need all Biafrans to do everything you can do too. One Nigeria is a farce. One Nigeria has been hijacked by terrorists. That's what one Nigeria has done. As you can see, one Nigeria is favoring the northern governors over the south people, southern people, even Oduduwas. The Oduduwas are losing out, the Biafrans are losing out because one Nigeria has been hijacked. If you say you're part of Nigeria, you're part of a hijacked terroristic country. They're ranked number 3 in the international community. I know they don't tell you this in the news, but I can tell you this with evidence that they are hijacked. So this one Nigeria, fight for your lives.
Susan, one old man called me, was asking me, hey, what are you guys doing? I haven't heard about from Nnamdi since. I asked him, how old are you? He said he's 69. So you're 69 and you're waiting for Nnamdi to come and fight for you until you're ashamed of yourself. Well, you're 69 years, you're opening your mouth. Oh, what's Nnamdi doing? What have you done? What are you doing? You're sitting down there in Canada doing nothing. You're calling me, what's Nnamdi doing? What is happening? Nothing, no strategy, nothing. You don't contribute, you don't come on air, you don't do anything, you don't even give money, nothing. You're 69 heading to 70, you're still a slave in Canada, not another man's land in Canada.
Well, this is the thing. Just like, okay, I'm going to use this as an example. I don't know if this is a good example. So I was a single mom. I raised my son from the time of his birth up until he's 20 years old. Okay, I was on my own. Nobody was coming to my rescue. I had to get a job, bust my tail, worry about not having enough food at the end of the month to feed him. And this is several years back, okay? Now we're okay, but at the time I was struggling. I was trying my darndest to make sure things could spread till the end of the month. I already knew when I expected people to help me, guess what they did? They turned their back on me. That's why I'm saying sometimes you don't look to other people to save you. Sometimes you do little things that your spirit tells you to do to save yourself.
This is collective effort. It's not for one person. You can't imagine all the Biafra waiting for Nnamdi to do everything for them. Just one person. Well, listen, I'm not trying to say anything. What if Nnamdi dropped dead? We're all gonna die. So what's gonna be your fate?
Well, we're gonna. I know Nnamdi's gonna continue, but
yeah, no, I'm just trying to say, what if Nnamdi? We are all gonna die one day. What if we wake up Nnamdi is dead? So you people will just forget about Biafra. Everybody's putting everything on this guy. Nobody's trying to help this guy. He's a human being. He got BP. How can everything be on him? Everybody, Nnamdi this, Nnamdi have tried. See his family. They've destroyed his home.
And that's another reason we come on every Sunday too, because obviously we will never compare ourselves to Nnamdi Kanu, because Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah, we need to help him. We need to help him.
Yes, but we can come on here. Yes, when he's busy. Yes.
Oh, after you.
When Nnamdi Kanu is busy, we need to take it upon ourselves. And we need to step up to the plate. And I'm not talking just about us. I'm talking about Biafrans in the diaspora, Biafrans in Biafra land. Like, we need to keep the momentum going while because Nnamdi has a lot of things that he has to take care of all simultaneously. And just like Uzor said, he is a human being, just like we are a human being. A human being, and I don't know how he does it, honestly. I do not know how he does it. But I remember one of his broadcasts, you know what he said? He said, get off your you-know-whats, okay? I can't use that expletive because, you know, Facebook will block me. But that really resonated with me. It's like, come on, we need, just like those soldiers in the beginning of this program that I showed you, the slave soldiers that fought in our Civil War so that they could be free. They picked up weapons and uniforms and fought for their own freedom. And if you don't want to pick up a weapon and fight, there's other things you can do. If you don't have the money to help, there's other things you can do to help towards what the freedom that you need. But Miss Savvy, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just had an idea regarding what you guys just said. I don't know if it's a good idea, but it just popped into my head. So let me just speak it out. Is there, for example, is there any way that Biafrans can learn, what is it called, like self-defense? You know, like if there could be someone who can teach self-defense, or I know that Biafrans, they don't live, you know, they live with families, you gather. For example, have you heard about Krav Maga? So
Yeah,
Krav Maga,
you know, Krav Maga, but these guys are with AK-47. Do you understand?
I understand. But for example, Krav, even like, for example, have you heard about Krav Maga?
I haven't heard about him.
So Krav Maga is an art of fight, and they teach you how to even face someone with a gun. When they put a gun on your head, how to take that gun from that person. You know, it's an art of, it was actually, I think, I don't know where it's coming from. This is actually something that I always wanted to start learning.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot. I watched that. I've seen that, but what I'm seeing, the thing that's happening over there is,
yeah, but you know what? Everything, in my eyes, everything will help. Learn that self-defense that Miss Savvy is talking about. Go in YouTube videos of how to operate an AK-47. Yeah, you don't have an AK-47, but you can learn how to shoot one. I learned how to shoot an AK-47, and it's pretty easy. You know what I mean? Because honestly,
everything, we need everything now. We don't need to weigh anything out. We need everything now. It's just, I'm telling you that these guys are with dangerous weapon. So we need, even if we have self-defense, we know how to do it. If they're coming, you can just, when they're coming now, you can just defend yourself and get the gun from them and shoot them. Yeah.
Well, you know, this is the thing. This is self-defense, and I know Facebook's probably going to close this down and block me, but honestly, I don't care, because, you know, I don't call myself the lioness for nothing. Self-defense, I think everything should be on the table. Learning how to combat without weapons, like Miss Savvy said. Just like our US military men, they learn to combat without weapons, because what if something happens to your weapon or it jams? You have to be able to still survive. You know what I mean? So anything that you can learn, I mean, you can YouTube things. You know what I mean? You can YouTube how the US soldiers practice for combat, or how the IDF soldiers or Polish soldiers, whoever, you know what I mean? Whoever in this world, there's YouTube videos that you can watch to prepare yourself. And I put out canning videos because here, I grew up in Western Nebraska. So my, you know, grandparents and people of old, they learned how to can meat, because one of the problems in the Biafran War, yeah, people had Gary here and there, but they never had protein. And I work in the medical field. So the body without protein is going to break down. So you need some sort of protein. So you can meat and store meat without having a refrigerator. You know what I mean? You can keep old jars and store meat and that kind of thing. So I think any suggestion, Miss Savvy, like any learning anything, I think you're right. You know, if you can't do anything, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say that, like, I don't know if it's a good idea. It's just like I heard about it, and I know they used it during the war. It's
good idea. It's good idea. We're not kicking anything out. Anything we need, any mechanism we need. We need everything.
Anything useful, or maybe how to even build your own gun. Maybe not like gun with the bullets, yeah, because you need the bullets. But I don't know. You know, I saw people in Biafra even creating bombs.
Yes.
Like bombs in a self-defense. You know.
I know a lot of people are afraid, you know, but at the same time,
I would be afraid. I would be fucking afraid too if I was there.
yeah.
I can't even imagine how people are surviving. For me, just the thought of living in such an environment is so scary. I can't even tell you with my words.
Yes.
You know,
And
my friends are hiding now. They can't come out. Like they don't go out again. They just left the state. They're staying in another man's land, and they're hiding. They can't come out because the Nigerian forces are looking for them. Got their pictures. And you know the worst part of it is these Biafrans are the one pointing to them. They give them money. They keep pointing to them. This is IPOB member. They give them money, and they keep throttling people.
yeah, that's why the government likes to keep people starving, because they know they can use the starving people that will only accept 1,000 naira to go and point out somebody for slaughter. And that's how they use starvation as a weapon. This is war crimes. I want to share my screen because I looked up war crimes. What's happening in the Southeast is war crimes, and the Nigerian government is responsible of these responsible for these war crimes. I want to show you all something. Okay, let's see if I can find it. First, I want to read this. I want to remind everybody of this. What did we all, and this is quotes, okay? This is in a speech which Buhari delivered, the real Buhari, in August 2001 to the Supreme Council of Sharia in Nigeria. And it says, I will continue to show openly, notice the word openly, and inside me, the total commitment to the Sharia movement that is sweeping all over Nigeria. God willing, we will not stop the agitation. Oh, he can agitate, but Biafrans can't agitate for referendum.
Yeah, exactly.
For the total implementation of the Sharia in the country. Okay, did you hear that correct? Total implementation of the Sharia in the country. Total. That's what
that's why they will need. That's why it seems like they will not get referendum no matter what.
Yeah. Any type of referendum, they are not going to get. So what did Buhari do when he got into office? The first thing he did was take away weapons from people and starves them. Okay. Look how many ranks of the Nigerian police force there is. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 ranks of police. That's just the police. And each one of those have been infiltrated by terrorists that were repentant or not put in prison and put due to the marginalization in the country, one Nigeria. Why is there that many ranks in the police? I don't even think the US has that many ranks of police. It's like they made a career out of being a police officer in Nigeria. And then even then, they don't even pay the police. But I wanted to show you something else. Hang on.
They're in the police, but I'll bet if you give them the murder case to solve, they wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah.
With this normal mind.
I guess I didn't put it in here, but you know, really, you want to, he wants to, and he even protested. Buhari protested before. Did police go and shoot him dead, or did they send the military to his village where he protested, or Abuja?
Susan, girls, you know, this a height of hypocrites. You know, the late Buhari was supporting the Palestinians. He said that they have the right to create their own country. People that are dragging Jerusalem. We don't even want, they can just go and create their own country. And he said they have the right to create their own country, but he's pinning the Biafrans down.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's why there's proof of marginalization left and right, what the Biafrans have been agitating. And notice the agitating word, what Buhari was agitating back in 2001. He wanted to spread Sharia to the whole country of Nigeria. And look, he was leader in the military. And remember last week, I showed you that video where people in the Middle East who Boko Haram loves, okay? Boko Haram loves al-Baghdadi. They even said they will use democracy. They'll take advantage of democracy to get up in a high position. And then once they're all in the high position, then that's when they're going to start taking democracy away. And that's what's happened in Nigeria. Nigeria has been hijacked. Your democracy is being taken away. If you had democracy, you would be able to protest without being shot dead by military and police. So, you know, what do we do from here? So we got a big problem, and God says nothing comes easy. But let me tell you, I'm praying that we have God on our side, because we're fighting the good fight. But at the same time, like Uzor said, we need people, and Nnamdi Kanu said in that thing about saboteurs and other Biafrans getting off, and actually anybody that supports Biafrans, we need to get off our you know what. And let me tell you, my life hasn't been fun either, Mr. Uzor, because I can't even enjoy my life. I can't even go to the movies because I feel guilty, because there's people suffering, and I feel like I need to stay inside and suffer too. And I said,
Exactly.
I
That's
feel,
why my friends are telling me I'm not a happy person. I ask him, how do you expect me to be happy in life when someone is dying at my back?
yeah,
So how am I supposed to be happy? No matter what's happening in my life, I will never be happy until Biafra is free.
exactly. That's what I was just gonna say too. When my happiness happens, go ahead, Miss Savvy.
No, sorry, son.
No, go ahead,
Yeah.
go ahead. I have a tendency to talk too much, so go ahead.
And I don't know why, but I have a tendency to just like start talking when someone's talking. So I apologize.
That's okay. We'll take each other for who we are.
But I wanted to also ask all the Biafrans who are in diaspora, who are not living in Biafra, because to start writing government in the country you are living, because to write an email doesn't cost you anything, and the more voices we are going to spread out directly to politicians, that is best. Because sometimes, you know what I noticed, there is a lot of Biafrans who I know, and then we talk about what is happening in Biafra and, you know, in all this situation in Nigeria. But then when I ask them, okay, so can you help me and write to this person? Then suddenly they don't have time. It's a little bit frustrating. Like, you know, like it's okay for me to do it, but they don't have time, or no, but it makes no sense, or what is it going to change? You know, I'm Biafran, especially you are Biafran, so you have data, you have internet, it doesn't cost you anything. So you should especially write to those people, because we are going to be writing, but that is not enough. We need as many people as possible.
Yes. And we should start that writing. Like this week, I'm going to get back on my writing campaigns and calling campaigns, because something needs to be done. I'm tired. I'm tired of just watching. I'm tired of calling the government and they say, oh yeah, we know what's going on. No, what are you going to do about it? That's going to be my question next. What you going to do about this?
I sometimes, if I hit the Biafrans, that time they remember my origin, where I come from. I normally say that I love Biafrans, but at times they are the most stupid and selfish bigots in this world. You know why I say that? You see, most of them, they are offshore, they're doing good jobs, they have good money, they are okay. All in their mentality is wealth, how to make money, how to build houses, how to get this, get that. They don't care about their brothers, they don't care. Most of them had a forum, like before I used to like bring most of them out from Nigeria. You can't imagine most of them will come out and they get a better job. They will never talk about Biafra again. Or in their mind, I got shipped. Oh, no. If you call them, oh, man, leave me. I have shift tomorrow. I'll need to sleep. I got shift. All their mind is money, shift, money, making, going to work. No, they don't want to say anything about Biafra. They don't. And do you know the worst part of it? These are the people that you work for, you help them to get their citizenship. Once that citizenship enters their pamphlet, you will never see them talk about Biafra again. And these are the people getting flagged, using IPOP to get asylum. How wicked are some of these people? Not all of them, but most of them, this is what they do. You see them in Larry doing everything. They're doing it just to get passport. Once they get a citizenship, they will never talk about Biafra. And heaven is gonna, hell will befall on them. I'll tell them, listen, all this passport you see us parading doesn't make you a citizen. Only makes you a part of the system because you came from somewhere. If you don't redeem your land, you will forever be a slave in another man's land. You will be a friend, and passport you hold doesn't make you the citizen of the country. It makes you only the part of the system. You're a Biafra, you need to stand up to defend your nation. Thank you.
And I also, you know, the gentleman that I was telling you, he has oh, I'm sorry, my mind is going blank. The journalist in Kenya that interviewed Nnamdi Kanu, the gentleman in Kenya, and he has that big platform. I have thought about contacting him and saying, look, I know the fight is Africans, I know it, but Africans have outside countries in support of them. And we want to speak. We want to speak on your platform. We want to speak on your platform because we want other international community, because he has a huge platform there. And I'm sure there's more than just African people on that platform.
If you want to speak with him?
Yes.
Okay, no worries. Then we contact him there. No worries.
Yes, we want to contact him. And to me, it's not about a white or black thing. It's about a human thing. I want to fight for human dignity. The Biafrans are not being treated as humans. And same with the Oduduwas. And that's, to me, that is a high, in Nigeria as a whole, nobody's being treated like humans, but there's other humans that are being treated worse. You know what I mean? And I just want the international community to know, and the African community to know, that you have outside supporters. All of us might not want to come out here live like we all are doing. You know, everybody says you all are brave for coming out live. I don't consider myself brave. We have free speech. We should be coming out here live. You know what I mean? We should be coming out here live. So the media that are talking about this, we need to really get on that media and make it go global. Like, we need to join forces with the African media, and we need to show our support in the international community, because let me tell you, our country, yes, we got rid of slavery, but we did a very big, huge disservice to Africa, the continent, and continue to do so. You know what I mean? I love my country. I love my freedom, but let's talk truths. We're benefiting from Africa and America. Europe is benefiting from Africa. It's now time for the African people to benefit from Africa.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Enough is enough. That country is rich. God bless the African people with that country. It's rich in resources. Those people, if we want resources from that country, we should buy it and pay for it. If it's for sale. And we need to get rid of corruption, like, because some people corrupt, sell it, and keep the money. The money needs to go to the population, to the people, not to the politicians. You know what I mean? People are starving every day. And I'm just, you know, and then you hear the European Union, oh, why are all these immigrants coming from Africa? We can't afford all of them, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? You think it's easy leaving your family to come to another country and go through Libya, who likes to enslave people for $500 and sell people for $400 and $500? And you think it's easy knowing that you're not going to be there to protect your wife and children, but you know you have to flee, because if you don't flee, you're going to lose your life, or you're not going to have a life at all? If you think that's easy, then let me tell you, you all are stuck on stupid as far as I'm concerned, because you're living the good life in Europe. And need I remind the European Union that some of you all colonized Africa before? So, you know, maybe you should help the African people out, and let's fight the terrorists that are causing the problems in Africa and help these people gain. You know, obviously we're not the saviors. I'm not saying, oh, whites need to come and save the Black Africans, because I don't see color. I see human beings as human beings. What I see is African people saying, look, we are having a genocide. We are starving. There's corrupt people. There's terrorists here. Come and help us fight to get rid of it, so we can live in peace in our own land and go to work every day and not worrying about being shot up, able to earn a living so we can feed our children and send them to school.
There's a caption I made when I was in school, and I repeated it 2 years ago. I made a caption. I told them, Africa can do without the world,
Yes.
and the world cannot do without Africa.
Well, you know, this is the thing. Obviously, God created us all to work together. Obviously, God blessed some people more than others, because God always says, he who is blessed with much is much to be expected of him. So, you know, if you're blessed, if God blesses you with a lot is expected of you. But God did not say, go and steal somebody's land, go and steal resources that belong to them, go and do a genocide, go and starve people, go and get rich off of my land, go and slaughter, you know, because they don't believe what you believe in, go ahead and slaughter them and let their blood run on the ground. That's not how human beings were made. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I would expect Biafrans, if I was going through the same thing here in America, and it can happen, because don't think what goes on over there don't affect us over here, or will affect us.
But maybe this is what's missing, you know, maybe this is what the international community has to really realize, that this is also going to affect them, because I feel like they are living in a bubble and they think, oh, you know, this is not our problem. This is your problem. If this is not directly your problem now, it's going to be your problem later, and it's going to be just snowballing bigger and bigger and bigger. So I think that's what's missing, is that they don't realize that this is our problem. This is everybody's problem, not just Biafran problem. And they don't see it. I don't know. I mean, I know why, because they don't see it, because they don't, you know, they don't want to make time to see it. You understand?
Well, part of the problem of what's going on in Africa is, part of the problem is the European Union. Part of the problem is the American Union. Part of the problem is everybody that benefited from those people that see those people and want those people to think less of themselves, like everything's owed to us, but you guys don't get anything in your own land. You know what I mean? Like, we're superior to you. We're not superior. God never made any person superior to anybody on this planet.
Everybody remember my book?
Yes, I'll show your book.
Everybody's somebody.
This is why, yes, this is why we don't, I even taught my son, don't identify yourself as a color. I don't identify myself as a color. Obviously, we have to talk about color because there's people in the world that want to fight over color, but obviously at the end of the day, we all are human beings. We all are human beings at the end of the day. We all have feelings, we all have hurt, we all have pain, we all have happiness, we all have laughter, we all have that. So we need to do stuff in this world to show each other that we love each other and we all are considered human beings. So that's why I got the book. It says everybody is somebody. Okay. And it says we all are one race, which is the human race. Our souls are colorless and we bleed the same red blood. Okay. If anybody can tell me that God don't love me as much as he loves you, then I'll be racist. If anybody can tell me that God loves me more than he loves other people, then they can be racist too. You know what I mean? But until then, you can't say that, because there's no human being on this earth that should have any power or dominion over another person. Only God himself has power over human beings. And that's my belief. I'm not pushing my belief on you, but at the end of the day, irregardless, like we were talking about this yesterday, Miss Savy, irregardless what you believe in, whether it's Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, whatever, it seems to me like the only belief system that wants to kill people and force people to believe what they believe is Islamanizing. And that's why I feel like there's an Islamization of Nigeria, because they want, and I just proved it with quotes from Buhari back in 2001. He wants to spread Islamization in all of Nigeria. Well, what if people in the South don't want Islamization?
Yeah,
Then
do you
what if-
guys notice something? Do you see how international community decimate Africa? You know how they decimated Africa? Do you remember they've got something like OAU, Organization of African Union? They've killed that organization. Our whole Africa depends on UN now, United Nations.
Yeah.
There's no organization that is representing Africa. Africa is just floating. They are not existing. They're just mere fallacy. They're just existing just for mere sake. They've killed that thing. Remember the South African woman, I think South Africa was Zimbabwe. There was one I spoke with the UN, they sacked her, that you're saying everything that is happening in Africa. They removed her. They don't want people to hear her voice. This is the thing. Okay, watch out Nigeria. They've got the crude oil, everything in Biafra land. No single refinery is working. They go there, they dug out the crude, they go to Europe, they refine it and they bring the finished product to them. Everything is so expensive. And they're dying. Are these people not human beings? Nobody cares. Nobody want to say anything. And it keeps happening in our very face. And remind you, all this oil the Westerners are taking from Nigeria, no measurement. Nobody's taking record. Nothing. If we just go to Biafra land, do anything they want, even now Chinese have joined the race. They are the one controlling Africa. Africa meant nothing. Why? Because they are the ones that are keeping themselves down. Remember, nobody will make you feel inferior without your concepts.
And you're right about that, Uzor, because remember during COVID, the Chinese government was kicking Nigerians out of their houses in China.
Yeah.
And making them homeless.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Chinese can say, we don't want you Africans here, we're kicking you out, but they're coming to your own land.
Even Indians too.
Yeah, and it happened where in not Pakistan, where's the other one? Oh, Kuwait. They were
Libya
kicking
too.
Africans out
Libya.
in Kuwait.
Even in the one in Dubai, happened in Dubai too.
Yes. So honestly, I just, what I'm sick and tired of watching human beings suffer. And God led me to Biafran people. I see them as my fellow human beings. I see them more than that. I see them as family. And I'm going to stand up for them. I don't care how tired I am.
Well, our gospel truth, I say, and people get envious. Biafrans are the most talented people on planet Earth. Write it down.
Well, I'm going to need Biafrans and Biafra land to stop being envious. I'm going to need you all to work together in a unified fashion to fight against the people that want to wipe you off the map. Point blank, period. So that's what I need from you. And that's what I'm asking. Obviously, it's going to be hard to do because we have people like the Southeast governors who like to keep people starving and use starvation as a weapon. So, but anyways, sorry you all, I didn't mean to make this like a program that's making everybody feel negative and down, but at the same time, truth speaks power. You know what I mean? This is truth. This is what people are dealing with. It's time to, oh, go ahead, Miss Savy.
No, sorry, Susan,
No.
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I love that you do that. Like, this is not a formal program. This is real human beings. Go ahead.
I know, but this is so rude. I don't mean to be like that.
No, it ain't.
I have
see it as
stuff
rude.
popping to my head, and before I think, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I don't want you to forget, so say it.
I just thought that one more suggestion of what we can do regarding social media.
Okay.
And we are writing posts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, because there is so many posts regarding what is happening in Biafra on daily basis. And we are always putting tags Biafra related or Nigeria related. So if we all would start putting tags, different tags, something like, I don't know, Berlin, Warsaw, Paris, I don't know, France, you understand, to to get to international community, if we do it, if thousands of us are going to do it, we are going to get this out more to people, I think, because I noticed we all do it. We always put tags Biafra related, and tags are how we can reach people. So we can also start tagging people, for example, tagging some influencers or some, you know, journalists or political figures, you know, but not Biafra related, something more international related. So we will get to some more people somehow. I believe we can do it.
Like on this, a good thing would be this immigration crisis in Europe, what they call it, an immigration crisis, like something like that.
For example, or, you know, like, let's say right now, everyone is talking about this Israel-Palestine. There is so many hashtags that are trending. So if, you know, if we could put, because, you know, people go to Twitter, for example, and they're like, okay, what's happening with this? And they search, let's say, Palestine, by hashtag. And then if other news are going to start popping out, maybe they will be like, okay, what is that, you know? I don't know. What do you guys think?
That's an idea.
Yeah, difference they need to start is nice, because even the Biafran, I blame them because they're good in doing searching. If something happened in another country, you see the whole Biafran changing their flag. Oh, pray for France, or pray for Canada, or pray for this. Why their country is banning? They don't even
I'm
want to
mad
do
at
that.
France right now. I'm just going to tell you right now.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So we Biafrans need to stand up. They need to unite together and do something like that. If something happens to their country, all of them need to come out, say a hashtag, this is what is happening, like shake the social media so that people will know by force what is happening. Not you keep mute. If something happens, if they kill just one person in France, you change your. Or to watch what they do. I would see that on social media. If someone died, just like 2 people die in France or in Germany, you see all of them change their profile pics to German flag or pray for Germany. Why their country is even in disarray? It's so pathetic.
And another thing, we need to hashtag things that are actually going on that the Nigerian government covers up. Like right now in Ebony State, they still have 42 men that they kidnapped and are torturing in police custody. You know what I mean? And they don't get it. They don't get a fair trial. They get drummed up charges on them, and then they get pinned ESN without any proof. And even if they were part of ESN doesn't do any crimes that constitute being tortured. You know what I mean? So it's like, we really need to bring focus on what's actually happening on ground there.
That's to show you that the Nigerian government, they just love to kill Biafrans. You can imagine, why are they coming to kill the people that are protecting the land?
Yeah.
It's just to show you that these people are terrorists.
And I always go ahead, Uzor.
No, Savy, I think Savy wants to say something.
Go ahead.
I think Savy wants to say something, not me.
Oh, she muted.
No, I'm good. Sorry, I just need to do something. I'll be right back.
Okay. So while we're waiting for Miss Savy, I just wanted to let everybody know, obviously I don't have a number you can call, but if you want to send any questions in the comments for us, go ahead and do that now. And then I'll just kind of read a few out. I can't read them all because we're getting pressed for time. I try to keep it
I gotta go, Susan.
Okay, sorry, but thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you for everything.
And
Shalom.
remember this, everybody is somebody, okay?
By the way, beautiful cover of that book, really.
Yeah, I like it. It has the 2 faces.
Yeah.
Savy, later we talk about the book, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, take care. Shalom.
Okay. Thank you, Uzor.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
So anyways, you all, I'm sorry, I didn't realize everybody was going to leave. But anyways, if you have any questions, just kind of feel free to comment them if you want. I know today was kind of a lot of emotional things, but I know everybody's getting tired in Biafra land. We're getting tired outside of Biafra land. We, hang on, let me see if there's any questions. I wanted to answer your all's questions, but everybody else left. So if there's any questions, I will address them on next week. But I just wanted to let you all know that I love you all still. We're trying to get the word out. We're trying so hard. I don't want you to think like we're not doing anything. And yes, we're tired of just speaking too. We want more action. So we're going to work on some things to get more action, maybe go on some other people's bigger platforms in Africa. And hopefully we can do something to help. But I know that every Biafran has to help themselves too. You know, it's not just this savior complex, like, oh my gosh, the international community is going to come save us. Sometimes we have to save ourselves, you know, and part of saving ourselves is not sabotaging your own people and being unified, okay? So anyways, I love you all, and I'll talk to you next week. We're going to continue to try. Love you.